The moment Anna slammed the door for the 10th time after finding out I'd gotten home late from work and hadn't cleaned the cat's litter box, I didn't chase her. A live feed of comments scrolled across my vision. Dude, what are you doing? She's right outside the door. She hasn't even pressed the elevator button. She's waiting for you to go after her. Come on, you could tell his blood sugar was low. If he just opens the door, she'll come right back in and make him dinner, no questions asked. She's just so insecure, that's all. She's just using the litter box as an excuse to start a fight. All she really wants is for him to say, I love you. She'd do anything for him. Who wouldn't love a woman like that? Go get her, man. She's about to cry. Yeah, she regretted it the second she walked out. She's probably chewing her nails to bits, feeling guilty right now. God, the drama is intense. I was hesitating, wondering if I should open the door, when a message from her lit up my phone. Noah, we're done. Be moved out before I get back. A knot formed in my stomach. I typed back a single word. Okay. I put my phone down, took a deep breath, and pulled my suitcase out of the closet. Oh, Anna, seriously? She's dying to go back and comfort him right now, but her pride is so stubborn she says we're done. Is this what zero security looks like? Totally. Her parents divorced when she was a kid and both remarried right away. She was basically abandoned. Noah knows all this, so why is he actually packing? Noah, don't. She loves you so much. How will she live without you? Seriously, you can't take anything she says when she's angry at face value. If you just open the door right now, she'll come running back like a puppy. Noah, don't actually pack your stuff. What will she do if you leave? There's no one on earth who loves you more than she does. You guys made it through high school, then 4 years of college. You were about to get married. Don't do this. You're her whole world. What will she do if you leave? I started packing, ignoring the scrolling chat. I couldn't even count how many times this had happened. Every time she said we were done, she'd tell me to move out. And every time we made up, she'd get all cute and cuddly and tell me she never really meant it. I remember the first time Anna told me to leave, I actually wanted to go. To make her feel secure, I had paid for the apartment, but I put the deed entirely in her name. Most of her salary went to the mortgage payments, while I covered all her living expenses. I thought if the apartment was hers, if she was the one paying it off, she'd feel a sense of ownership, a sense of security. I never imagined it would become the weapon she used against me in every single fight. Because she felt the apartment was hers, she had the right to kick me out. Once, we were supposed to leave for a vacation the next day, so I stayed late at the office to wrap things up so I could fully disconnect. But Anna took it as a sign that I didn't care about the trip at all. Otherwise, why would I work until past 11 p.m.? She wouldn't listen to my explanation. She didn't care that I got home after midnight and hadn't even eaten dinner. She just threw my things into a suitcase, shoved it into my arms, and slammed the door in my face. No matter how much I tried to explain from the hallway, she wouldn't listen. I stood outside that door for half the night, starving. It was winter already, and I hadn't even had time to grab a coat. I was shivering uncontrollably, but Anna never once came out to check on me. If a neighbor hadn't found me after I passed out from low blood sugar and banged on the door to get her, who knows what would have happened. That time, Anna was scared to death. When I woke up, she swore to me, over and over, Noah, I love you so much. If I say something hurtful when I'm mad, you have to promise not to take it seriously, okay? You know I'm insecure. If you just give me enough security, I'll never get angry. I believed her. So after that, no matter how many times she told me to move out during a fight, I knew they were just empty threats. I knew she was difficult. I knew she was insecure. So I made her the center of my entire world. But now I was just tired. 8 years. 8 years of me being the one to back down every time, of getting kicked out every time she got mad. I was just so tired. My things were packed quickly. I made myself a bowl of ramen, and as I ate, I felt something tug at my ankle. I looked down and saw Leo. The moment I crouched down, he jumped onto my lap. Leo originally belonged to a guy from my college who got tired of him after less than a month. When Anna brought him home, Leo became my responsibility. Changing the litter, taking him to the groomer, vet visits for shots, and flea medicine. It was all on me. If I was ever late with any of it, Anna would give me a cold stare. If you didn't love me, you never would have brought Leo home in the first place. Noah, when did you become so irresponsible? And this time, the fight that led to our breakup was because I hadn't changed Leo's litter fast enough, and the apartment started to smell. While eating my ramen, I opened my phone and saw that the guy from college, Ethan, had just posted on Facebook. The caption read, "Poor little Alum, all alone in the big city. I guess I can take you in for a bit." The picture was a half shot of Anna in a bar, holding a drink. Poor Anna. She looks so miserable. Even though she's drunk, her eyes are glued to her phone. Exactly. Noah, don't be mad. She only let Ethan come over to make you jealous. She doesn't like him at all. He's just a prop. Yeah, look at the way she's staring at her phone, like she's trying to burn a hole through it. Noah, if you just send her one text right now, she'll turn back into your sweet little kitten. Before I could finish reading the comments, I got a video from an unknown number. In the video, Anna was leaning against a man's chest with her eyes closed. The man asked her, "Anna, if you spent the night at my place, you think your boyfriend would finally dump you?" Anna scoffed. "Give him the silent treatment for 2 days, and he'll be begging to carry me home on a golden throne." The man smirked. "So he's a simp, then? The kind you can't even get rid of?" Anna nodded slightly. The video ended there. I stared at the ramen in front of me, unable to take another bite. All this time, I thought I was being compassionate. I thought my constant concessions were a form of devotion. But to her, and to everyone else, I was just a simp, a doormat she could summon and dismiss at will. I looked at the cup of now-cold ramen, at the layer of congealed grease on top, and felt sick. 8 years of my life, all packed into one small suitcase. Meow, meow. Leo seemed to sense something was wrong and bit down on my pant leg, refusing to let go. I hesitated for a second. I've been the one taking care of him for the past year, and I probably didn't want the responsibility. I decided to take Leo with me. It was 2 in the morning by the time I checked into a hotel. The next morning, I was already browsing apartment listings. Within an hour, I found a small studio near my office. It was a bit small, but it was close to work, cutting my commute by almost an hour each way. When we first graduated, we didn't live there. But Anna loved to sleep in, and I could never wake her up in the mornings. She got reprimanded at work twice for being late, so I was the one who suggested we move closer to her job. Back then, I thought love could conquer anything. An hour-long commute for me was nothing, as long as it made things easier for Anna. Later, Anna used $200,000 from her family to start a company and bought the apartment near her new office. We'd lived there for 2 or 3 years. Now that I'd moved out, I could finally get that time back. I moved into the new studio that same day. "Noah, you still here? The subway's going to stop running soon." A coworker reminded me as I was working late. I looked at the unfinished work on my desk and shook my head. "It's fine. I moved closer to the office. I'll head home when I'm done." "Noah, you finally came to your senses and moved." My coworkers had long thought my 2-hour daily commute was a massive waste of time. When they heard I'd moved nearby, they all insisted on grabbing a late dinner after work. Back home, I was so exhausted I fell asleep the second my head hit the pillow. The next day, right after work, I got a text from one of Anna's friends. "Noah, did you and Anna have a fight? She's at my place, drunk off her mind." I hesitated for a moment before replying. "It wasn't a fight. We broke up." A voice message came through immediately, her tone dripping with condescension. "Noah, that's not right of you. You know what she's like. After all these years, how many times has she said you were breaking up? And how many times did she actually mean it? You used to be so patient with her. Why are you digging your heels in this time? Don't say I didn't warn you. If you come over now and say a few nice words, she'll probably cool down and go home with you. If you don't, and she decides she really wants to break up, you'll have nowhere to cry." It was almost funny. For so many years, even our friends were convinced that I couldn't live without her. Before I could reply, she hung up and sent me an address. I immediately blocked her number. Anna's friends and I were never close anyway. Now that Anna and I were done, there was no reason to keep them around. Looks like he's actually mad this time. Anna only had her friend call to give him an easy way out. Couples shouldn't hold grudges overnight. Yeah, that's just her personality. She's always been difficult. But deep down, she loves him to death. Why else would she have given up her dream school to go to the same university as him? Ugh, he's still angry. Anna's already thrown up 3 times. Any more, and she's going to damage her stomach. Am I the only one who thinks Anna is being completely unreasonable? Why is it that when a girl acts like this, it's dramatic, but when a guy does it, he's a jerk? Insecurity or not, this is just exhausting. I saw that last comment and couldn't help but smile bitterly. It was true, wasn't it? Anna was just dramatic. It was better when we first got together. But ever since she gave up her dream school for me, she had become more and more demanding. Every time we fought, if I didn't immediately rush to comfort her, a call from one of her friends was sure to follow, lecturing me about how Anna gave up her dream school for me and asking how my conscience could let me treat her this way. But when we were applying to colleges, I told her again and again that I didn't mind a long-distance relationship. I told her that no matter how many miles separated us, she would still be the most important person in my life. But Anna was adamant and applied to the same school as me. When I saw her application, I asked her repeatedly if she was sure if this was what she truly wanted because she liked the school. She didn't say a word then. But the day after applications were due, she got blackout drunk. It was only when her friend called me, accusing me of being a monster for forcing Anna to apply to the same school, that I found out her dream school wasn't the one we ended up at. By then, I was already so moved by her supposed sacrifice. I rushed over and took the still drunk Anna home. But for years after that, whenever she was unhappy, her friends would start in on me, reminding me of how much she had given up for me. Over time, I grew to hate hearing it. It was as if her sacrifice meant I was indebted to her for life. No, let's go. Time for dinner. It was late, and everyone was too tired to order takeout, so we decided to go out for a late meal. I used to rarely join these gatherings because I lived so far away and worried about missing the last train. Now that they knew I lived nearby, they invited me along. I figured I had nothing better to do, so I agreed. There were 5 or 6 of us, and we went to Trinity Restaurant. After dinner, we decided to hit up a bar. As soon as we sat down, I noticed a loud group at the table next to us. I glanced over instinctively and saw it was Anna and her friends. And of course, the guy who was always trailing after her, Ethan, was there too. Anna, you lost the bet. You have to kiss a random person in here for 3 minutes. Go, go, go. They were playing truth or dare. My casual glance met Anna's eyes. I didn't linger, just looked away. Anna seemed to hesitate for a moment before biting her lip and agreeing. Fine. The moment she said it, her friends erupted in cheers. Wow, Anna's actually playing along tonight. So, who are you going to pick? Someone teased. Ha ha, it's mostly girls here. She's obviously going to pick Ethan. Who else you? Oh, you guys are terrible, Ethan said, feigning embarrassment, but he was smirking at Anna. Subet, Anna. Pick someone now, or I'll have to volunteer myself. Ha ha, your honor is at stake. The noise from the next table grew louder, and the comments in my vision started pleading with me. Dude, what is wrong with you? Can't you see she's been looking at you this whole time? She doesn't want to kiss anyone else. All she can think about is you. Yeah, she hasn't even been home. She has no idea you moved out. She's still waiting for you to give in. Don't be stubborn right now. What if she gets desperate and actually kisses the other guy? Exactly. She's not saying anything because she's waiting for you to react. Just look at her. You don't even have to go over there. Just give her one look, and she'll come right to you. She won't even glance at anyone else. I picked up my glass and took a sip of my drink. As I set it down, my hand slipped and the glass tipped over on the table. Noah, you okay? You look like you've seen a ghost, a coworker said, quickly calling a waiter over to clean up the mess. Our commotion clearly caught the attention of the next table. The once rowdy group fell silent, and several of them kept looking over at me. Ethan stood up and strode over to our table, looking confrontational. Noah, Anna's just out having some fun with her friends. You don't have to follow her so closely. My coworkers, who had never met Anna or Ethan, looked at me, confused. Noah, you know them? I forced a smile. No. Ethan's face fell, clearly embarrassed. Ethan, come back, Anna's cold voice called from the other table. He shot me a disdainful look, snorted, and walked back, looking smug. Their table was still quiet, but then Anna's voice cut through the silence. What's wrong? Are we not playing anymore? Her words seemed to snap everyone out of it. Ha, let's just skip it. Anna, just take a shot instead. No way. Is Anna for real? I heard a series of gasps from a next table and couldn't help but look over. In their booth, Ethan had one hand on the back of Anna's head, and they were kissing. At first, it looked like Anna was just going through the motions, but as Ethan deepened the kiss, his hands wrapping around her waist and pulling her tight, she clearly got into it. When they finally pulled apart, a thin string of saliva connected them. I turned away, my face pale. Even though we were broken up, even though I'd been telling myself to let go, seeing her with Ethan still felt like a punch to the gut. It was a sharp, physical pain, like a hand squeezing my heart. I made an excuse about not feeling well and left the bar early. I knew it was pathetic. I knew I was a coward for running away, but I couldn't help it. I guess my withdrawal period wasn't over yet. But I knew one thing for sure. Anna and I were completely, irrevocably done. They say it only takes 7 days to break a habit. I would get through this withdrawal. I had to. For the next few weeks, I volunteered for overtime, took on extra projects for my colleagues, and spent my evenings and weekends out with them. We went to dinners, and I even joined a cycling group with a few of them on the weekend. The goal was to keep myself so busy that I wouldn't have time to think about Anna. And strangely enough, it worked. Once we were truly apart, I found myself thinking about her less and less. Sometimes a whole day would go by without her crossing my mind. So when I saw a new message from her, I was surprised for a moment. "Is Leo with you?" I paused. "Yes. That's my cat. Give him back." Her next message came quickly. I stared at it, confused. Anna had never even fed Leo. Why did she want him back now that we were broken up? She's so difficult. She obviously just misses him. Why is she using the cat as an excuse? But for her, this is a huge step. She actually contacted him first. That's progress. Noah, just forgive her. Even though she kissed that other guy, she felt terrible about it afterward. She went home and regretted it for days. She's been wanting to contact you, but was too scared. It's actually really sad. I looked at the comments and finally understood why Anna was reaching out. I thought for a moment, deleted the "Can I please keep Leo?" that I had started typing, and instead wrote, "Okay, where should I bring him?" A few seconds later, I added, "I'm at the office." On her end, the status indicator kept flashing, typing, then disappearing. Finally, a reply came. "I'll come to you." I replied with a simple, "Okay," and went to get Leo. Sure enough, a few minutes later, I saw Anna's car pull up in front of my office building. But she wasn't alone. My Leo. Ethan jumped out of the passenger seat and snatched the cat carrier from my hands. "Daddy missed you so much." My hand stung. I looked down and saw 3 long, red scratches on my skin. "How did you get so skinny? Haven't you been eating well?" "It's okay. Daddy knows you're my boy. No one will ever truly care for you except for me and your mommy." Ethan shot a pointed look at me before cradling Leo protectively. Leo, who had been hesitant at first, seemed to recognize his former owner. Just as he was wavering, Ethan pulled out a treat stick, and Leo immediately started purring and rubbing against him. I felt a pang of disappointment. I had taken care of him for so long, but it seemed I couldn't compete with his first owner. But at the same time, I felt a sense of relief. The last tie to Anna was finally gone. That was for the best. Anna had been standing behind Ethan the whole time, like a timid wife, without saying a word or even looking at me. Seeing that the cat had been handed over, I turned to go back inside. Wait. I stopped. It was Anna. The comments in my vision went wild again. She finally spoke. She was standing there for ages, trying to work up the nerve to talk to him. She thought he would say something first, but he didn't even look at her, so she got all defensive again. "Noah, just forgive her. Look, her eyes are all red. She's missed you so much these past few days. She never wanted to break up with you. She can't even sleep at night without hugging your pillow. It's so sad. Yeah, she's just a little proud, a little dramatic, and a little difficult. But she really, really loves you. If you just say one soft word to her, she would rip her heart out for you. Stop being angry." I stood there for a moment, but Anna didn't say anything else, so I started to leave again. "Hold on." This time it was Ethan. He walked up to me, holding Leo, and looked me up and down with a smirk. "Since you've moved out, you shouldn't keep the key." He held out his hand. "Your old pal here was too embarrassed to ask, so I'll be the bad guy." I looked up and saw Anna watching us. When our eyes met, she just pressed her lips together, not saying a word to contradict him. A tightness seized my chest, making it hard to breathe. What hurt even more was that Leo seemed to sense the tension between me and Ethan. He unhesitatingly sided with Ethan, hissing and baring his teeth at me, even leaving a few deep scratches on my arm. Noah, don't be fooled by how she's acting. What she really wanted to say was, "Do you want me to pick you up after work tonight?" I swear to God, she went over that line in her head 100 times. She was just too scared you'd reject her, so she couldn't say it. Yeah, before she came here, she cleaned the whole apartment. She knows you like things tidy. She even changed the sheets and the duvet cover, all for you. And she bought your favorite spicy crawfish. She was planning to make it for you as soon as you got home. Noah, don't be upset. If you just go and take her hand right now, I guarantee she'll follow you anywhere. But I was tired. I didn't want to read the comments anymore. I didn't care if Anna was really trying to win me back or if she just wanted the key. It didn't matter. I didn't care about Ethan's smug face, and I didn't want to see Anna anymore. I looked Ethan straight in the eye. Don't worry. Now that I've moved out, I have no intention of keeping the key. I left it on the hook by the door. She probably just didn't notice it these past few days. You can look for it when you get back. Goodbye. I gave a slight nod and walked back into the building, not looking back at either of them. What I really wanted to say was good riddance. As soon as I got back to my desk, the general manager called a few of us senior staff into his office. There was a problem at the Seattle branch, and he needed to know who could go. Everyone hesitated. One guy's son was a senior in high school, a critical time. Another's wife was newly pregnant and couldn't travel. A third's mother had just been hospitalized. Without much thought, I stood up. I'll go, Mr. Liu. The GM was thrilled. He promised me that if I could solve the branch's problems, there would be a promotion waiting for me when I got back. I smiled and thanked him. The company booked me a flight for that evening. I only had time to pack a few things before heading to the airport for the flight to Seattle. It was the middle of the night when I landed, but the team at the Seattle office was still working. I didn't even have time to check into my hotel. I went straight to the office and worked with them until dawn. For the next 2.5 weeks, we worked around the clock. There were several nights of heavy drinking with a client that almost gave me an ulcer, but we managed to save the account. The day the contract was signed, we had a huge celebration. I gave the entire team the next day off, and I slept until noon. Lying in my hotel bed, staring at the ornate chandelier on the ceiling, I felt a strange sense of dislocation, as if I'd lost track of time. I picked up my phone and checked the date. I had been in Seattle for 17 days. 17 days. Over 2 weeks. And I hadn't thought about Anna once. It was as if coming to Seattle had washed away my old life, the good and the bad, the happy and the sad. I no longer cared about Anna's moods or what was happening in her life. It felt good. With a rare day off, I didn't feel like getting up. I just lay in bed and scrolled through my phone. I hadn't even opened my social media in the past 2 weeks. The first thing I saw was that Anna, who rarely posted on Facebook, had become incredibly active. She was posting about cooking, playing with the cat, going for walks, hanging out with friends, even going to concerts. And Ethan was in every single picture. Sometimes she would post 7 or 8 times a day. Strangely, seeing all this, I felt nothing. I guess this was what Anna was like in a normal relationship. Not like with me, where her Facebook was a ghost town. Where, when we were out with her friends, she would just ignore their occasional condescending remarks about me, leaving me to feel small and question myself, forcing me to constantly rebuild my own self-esteem. Good for them. It seemed we had both started new lives since I left. If Anna's posts were somewhat subtle, Ethan's were not. He was clearly painting a picture of them living together, a picture of him doing her laundry, a shot of the alarm clock on her bedside table, a photo of their slippers by the door at 2:30 a.m. Many of our old mutual friends liked his posts, and some even asked directly in the comments if he and Anna had moved in together. Ethan didn't say yes, but he replied with a smug-faced emoji. I found myself liking a few of the better shot photos, the ones with nice scenery. Just then, my GM messaged me, asking when I was coming back. I wanted to stay. The Seattle branch needed a manager, and I thought I was the right fit. After I got the official confirmation, I felt a surge of excitement. I got up and pulled open the curtains. The massive floor-to-ceiling window looked out over the ocean. It was a new beginning, and it was all mine. I immediately started searching for apartments nearby and quickly found a place right on the water. It was only a 2-minute walk to the beach. The view was incredible, and it was so convenient I could walk to work. The rent was a bit steep, but money was meant to be spent. I'd rather buy one less shirt if it meant I could wake up happy every day. It was worth it. By the time I finished setting up my new place, it was 1 in the morning. I saw that Anna had sent me a message earlier. It was just a single question mark. I checked the time. She must have sent it right after I liked her Facebook post. I had no idea what she meant, so I just sent a question mark back. To my surprise, the message failed to deliver. She had blocked me. I suddenly felt that old exhaustion creep back in. In the past, whenever we fought, she would block me everywhere, not just on iMessage, but my phone number, everything. It would always take a lot of begging and pleading before she would unblock me. I couldn't believe that even now, after we'd been broken up for so long, she was still playing the same games. Fine. Since we were broken up, there was no need to be in contact anyway. We both had new lives now. There was no reason for our paths to cross again. So I blocked Anna. And not just her, but Ethan and all of her friends. I deleted every last one of their contacts. A week later, I had to fly back to New York to deal with my old apartment. There wasn't much to pack, but I had some personal things to take care of. After I officially terminated the lease, I was wheeling my suitcase out of the building when I saw her. Anna was waiting for me downstairs. She just stood there, her eyes red and swollen, looking at me with a wounded, accusatory expression, as if I had done something terrible to her. I paused for a second, then walked towards her. "Where are you going?" Anna's voice trembled. The live chat reappeared. Sigh. Looks like he's really giving up on her this time. Too bad she still thinks he's just throwing a tantrum. He's already healed, and this time, when he leaves, he's not coming back. Poor Anna, still waiting for him to come back and comfort her. But he didn't even look back this time. "Where are you going?" Anna asked again, her gaze unwavering. I sighed. "Let's go sit down somewhere." No matter what, this relationship deserved a proper ending. In the coffee shop, Anna sat down in silence. When the waiter came to take our order, she automatically said, "An iced Americano for him, please." "A caramel macchiato, please," I corrected, looking at the waiter. "Thanks." After the waiter left, we fell silent again. It seemed Anna had never noticed that I'd stopped drinking Americanos a long time ago. "Noah, I can explain about last time." I was a bit confused. "Explain what?" Anna hesitated, as if the words were hard to say. "At the bar. The truth or dare thing. When I kissed Ethan." "Oh," I suddenly understood. "It's fine. I don't mind. Besides, we're broken up." "Why would I mind?" I don't know what I said that set her off, but her eyes filled with tears. "You don't mind? Then why did you move out?" I opened my mouth, but I didn't know what to say. I wanted to tell her that I had already moved out before that night. I wanted to tell her that I truly didn't care what she did with Ethan, because we were already broken up. A clean break. We hadn't spoken in over a month. We had blocked and deleted each other. There were no ties left, and that was a good thing. "Why aren't you saying anything?" Seeing her act as if I was the one being unreasonable, as if I was the one who had wronged her, was just so draining. It was a feeling that hadn't touched me for the past month. But the moment I saw Anna, that suffocating feeling came rushing back like a conditioned response. "Anna, we're broken up. What's the point of talking about this?" Anna's mouth opened, but it took her a long time to speak. But I didn't agree. My voice turned cold. "But you told me to move out. You were so afraid I'd use my key to bother you that you brought someone with you to demand it back. You kissed another man right in front of me. We haven't spoken in a month, and we've blocked and deleted each other." With every sentence I spoke, the color drained from Anna's face. Finally, her lips trembled, and she grabbed my hand tightly. "I can explain." "Really, I cut her off again. "Anna, we broke up. We've been broken up for a month. It was a clean, complete break. We blocked and deleted each other." "No, we didn't." "When did we break up? When did I ever agree to it?" Anna stood up abruptly. "Telling you to move out was my fault. I admit it. I thought it was a way to control you. I'm sorry. And that time with Ethan, I only did it because you were ignoring me. I was trying to make you angry. You know me. I love you so much. How could I just kiss someone else like that?" I was just trying to get a reaction out of you. And all those Facebook posts, I was just trying to make you mad because you weren't contacting me. Noah, please believe me. I stood up too. Okay, I believe you. But Anna, we are broken up. It's over. Let's just end this on good terms. Whether she was trying to make me jealous or not, it didn't matter. There was no going back for us. At the very least, I would never again put myself in a relationship where I could be kicked out of my own home at any moment. Anna followed me all the way to Seattle. She started showing up everywhere, even doing things for me she never would have before. She brought me breakfast. She waited outside my office to pick me up after work. I turned her down countless times, but she persisted. Until one day, during a typhoon warning in Seattle, she was still waiting outside my building and got knocked unconscious by a flying trash can. When she woke up in the hospital and saw me sitting by her bed, a flicker of joy crossed her face. Noah, you forgive me, don't you? Before she could finish, I placed her phone in front of her. The screen was open to a message from Ethan. It said he was out of condoms and reminded her to pick some up on her way home. When she passed out, I had brought her to the hospital. I had to use her phone to pay for the admission fees. The password hadn't changed. A message came in while I was holding it, and I glanced at it instinctively. That's when I saw the text from Ethan. Anna stared at the phone, her face ashen. Tears finally streamed down her cheeks. Noah, you're never going to forgive me, are you? There's no chance for us anymore, is there? As I closed the door to her room, I could still hear her heartbroken sobs. 3 years later, I was transferred back to the New York office. I've been promoted again and finally bought my own place near the company, ending my years of renting. Over the years, I'd heard that Anna and Ethan got married, but that things weren't going well. Then I heard they got divorced. Anna got custody of their child, and Ethan moved abroad. After that, I started getting calls from unknown numbers. They would never say anything when I answered. I blocked every single one. One day, I saw a stray cat outside my office building. It was covered in blood, its fur was matted and dull, and it was limping. The cat looked familiar. Now, the little cat looked up at me and let out a friendly meow, trying to limp towards me. I took a step back, avoiding him. But I still went and bought a bag of cat food and called a local animal rescue to come and get him. The old wounds had healed, but that didn't mean I had to forgive.